Psychology class 2. Definition and scope of psychology. Definition and scope of psychology. Yes. Whenever we learn anything, especially in social science, we learn the definition. Yeah, the simplest definition of psychology is it is a scientific study of human behavior. Different psychologists have defined it in different ways. Right. And what is behavior? We have already explained in class 1. Yes, it is related to human behavior and mental processes. Now, what is the scope of psychology? Scope means what is the extent of the subject, or what are the things that come under the umbrella of psychology or under the roof of psychology. Yes, it is very wide and we can understand its scope from its branches. Yes, there are more than 50 branches of psychology, and year by year new branches are emerging. Yes, that is, psychology is going to micro level. Yes, but our university syllabus and all that, it is almost, all syllabuses are obsolete because it takes time to renovate any syllabus. Right, now let us see some of the branches. The first branch is known as general psychology. Anybody who wants to learn psychology must learn it. So what is the definition? What is the scope? Okay, what is the content of psychology? What comes under that? What are the methodology of psychology? And what is its relation with other subjects? All these things are covered in general psychology. But anybody want to learn should learn what psychology is first. Yeah, that's it. Then there is child psychology. Child psychology, every parent should learn. Teachers also should learn how children will behave. Then adolescent psychology is there. Adolescent psychology, how our youth will behave. Right. Then there is geriatric psychology, how old people will behave. Because behavior also differs according to our age. Yeah, in childhood we play much, right? Then comes abnormal psychology. Abnormal psychology is very important for counselors and doctors, teachers too, right? So abnormal psychology, explains what are the mental diseases, psychosis, neurosis, behavioral disorders, all sort of things. Right. Then comes very important practical psychology, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which is not included in our formal syllabus. In NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, Richard Bandler and John Grinder developed it. In NLP, there are only two things. One is principles, and second is techniques. And some techniques give instant results. Okay, we will be taking that in another classes. Then another very practical psychology is transaction analysis psychology, shortly known as TA psychology. See, in TA psychology, if you want to be an attractive personality, you must learn it, and especially you have to use positive stalking. Right? Then, okay, TA psychology says whatever mental experience we have during our childhood will determine our future. Yeah, so it's very important in counseling and for anybody. Next is hypnotherapy. It's a very important thing. It's a very important psychotherapy. Counselors, even doctors learn it. That will be very good. Right. Then comes medical psychology. Medical psychology means the psychology of the patients. Doctors should know that. We also should know, patients also should know the psychology of doctors also. Yes. Even what will be the psychology of bystanders. For example, a doctor or a counselor should please the bystander also, because they also have a great role in making a decision which doctor should be consulted or which counselor should be consulted. So we have to make them happy. And we all know that satisfied customers are best advertisers. Then comes consumer psychology. Every businessman should know we are all consumers. Then comes labor psychology, how our working people will behave. We know that in Kerala, working people behave in a particular manner. In Tamil Nadu, they behave in another manner. Then comes male psychology and female psychology. In certain area, male and females have different behavior. For example, male have more confidence and they are braver. At the same time, ladies have more patience than males. Okay, and physical strength also, there's a difference between male and female. We will have to admit that. Okay, then comes motivational psychology. It's very important for anybody. If you want anything to be done by somebody, we have to motivate them. And motivation is the force that creates behavior. And Abraham Maslow presented a very important motivational theory, need hierarchy, which we will be covering later. Okay, then comes organizational psychology. See, when any organization, when a group of people are working systematically, it is an organization. There will be a leader, okay, there will be the led. So naturally, a leader should learn organizational psychology and group dynamics and all. Suppose somebody is running an hospital. It's an organization. Even somebody is running a clinic. If one person is there working under your supervision, it's an organization. And every organization should be a learning organization. And that's what we are doing now. Then prenatal psychology is a latest branch of psychology, how a pregnant lady will behave and how the child in her womb will behave. All these things are explained in prenatal psychology. Doctors and healers must learn prenatal psychology. Right. Then comes police psychology, positive psychology. And positive psychology is very important for all of us. What is positive psychology? Positive psychology means it is happiness psychology. The most important thing or most important goal anybody has is happiness. Man is a pleasure-seeking animal who wants to avoid pain. Yes. So, how to be happy? This thing is covered in positive psychology. Right? Unfortunately, this branch is not covered in our formal psychology syllabus. Then rural psychology and urban psychology. What is that? It's all related to behavior, you all know that. Because the rural people will behave in a particular manner and urban people will behave in another particular manner. There will be some difference in urban culture and rural culture. That means culture means collective behavior of individuals. And we can observe it very easily, right? So that's it. Then comes sports psychology. Yes. See, when I speak of sports psychology, suppose there is a football match or something and one team wins. See, they went to London to play that football match, right? What is the cost of that? Lakhs of rupees they spent and they get a cup, right? Cost and benefit analysis, it is not matching. Still people go after that. That is sports psychology, right? There is success psychology. If you want to be successful, you should know the principles of psychology, the causes of failure, and all that. Then comes clinical psychology. It's a very important branch of psychology. Mainly they do psychological tests, okay, and clinical psychologists are appointed in many hospitals. Yeah. Then comes sex psychology. It's a very important area because it is everywhere. You can find it everywhere. Okay. After uh, religious motivation, the second most important motivator is sensuality. Okay. Because you can see it everywhere. In films you can see it, in the airport, in the aeroplane you can see it. Okay. In the reception of 5-star hotel you can see it. In our literature, or almost everywhere it is there, in a direct way or indirect way. So it is there. Okay. And there are many abnormal sexual behaviors also. Normally it comes for counseling, right? So then comes military psychology, how military people will behave. So I have covered almost all branches of psychology, but still there are many other branches of psychology, and from these you can understand what is the scope of psychology. Now the thing is that you have to decide what are the branches you want to learn. Again, it can be divided into two psychology branches that everybody should learn. For example, TS psychology, child psychology, adolescent psychology, geriatric psychology, we all should learn it. Okay, and according to your profession also you have to choose the branches. Suppose if you are a teacher, you have to learn educational psychology, very important, counseling psychology, child psychology. So you have to think and decide what are the branches you have to master. Do you understand? So I can help you in choosing the branches of psychology according to your roles and your profession. And what is his role? That also we have to understand. Role as a father, role as a husband, role as a neighbor, and role as a relative. So what are the roles you are playing? Accordingly, you have to choose the branches of psychology you should master. Okay, let me conclude psychology class 2 definition and scope of psychology. This class is given to you by Adv.Ismail Wafa, 00919847009508. I repeat, 00919847009508. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.